Hello everybody, in today's video I wanted to talk about the new trophy system that they added to the season event. So let's get right into it. Now if you go here to the season trophy rankings, you'll notice that there are personal trophy rankings, clan trophy rankings, and city trophy rankings. Now the personal and clan trophy rankings are actually the same as personal and clan season points. Before the settlement period, I had 315,890 season points, and they got converted to 315,890 trophies once the settlement happened, and the same happened for the clan. Our clan had 18.8 million season points, and those 18.8 million season points got converted to 18.8 million season trophies. Now, for the city, however, we only have 1,398 trophies. Now, the way this is calculated is there are two sources of getting city trophies. The first source, if you go here to the season phase points and you click on view rewards, you'll see that your cities get different amounts of trophies based on their rank. So if your city gets rank 1 in phase 2, it'll get 1,500 trophies. If your city finishes rank 2 in phase 2, it'll get 1,400 trophies, and so on. Now for phase 1, I think rank 1 only gave 1,000 trophies. So the higher the phase, the more trophies you'll be able to get. For personal points, if your city has one player that has rank 1, your city will get 50 extra trophies because of that player. So even though these are personal rankings, these trophies will be added to the city score, not your personal score. So if, let's say, my city has one player that is rank 1, one player that is rank 2, one player that is rank 3, and nobody else got a rank in the next 250 ranks, then I'll get 50 plus 45 plus 40 trophies. Plus, let's say my city finishes rank 1, so I'll get this 1,500 trophies as well. So 1,500 trophies from the city rankings, plus 50 plus 45 plus 40 trophies from the personal rankings. So if there are a lot of players from your city that rank in the top 250, you'll get a lot of points from this section. If every single player that's in the top 250 is from your city, you'll get a total of 1,690 points from this personal section, plus 1,500 points from the city section on top of that. So that is how the city trophies are calculated. If you go here to the city trophy rankings, for the first phase, we got 1,000 points from the city trophies, plus 398 extra points because of the personal trophies. Now, if you look at the guide over here, it says that points from mercenaries, raid forces, and personal gameplay events are calculated differently based on the phase. So in the first phase, you get 100% of the points. In the second phase, you only get 50%. And in the third phase, you get 30%. Now, this only applies while calculating your city score. This does not apply for your own personal score. So if I kill 80 level 4 mercenaries in the first phase, I'll get 2,000 personal points, as well as 2,000 points for the city. If I kill the same amount of mercenaries in the second phase, I'll still get 2,000 personal points, but I'll only get 1,000 city points because only 50% of those points will be considered for the city points calculation. And in the third phase, I'll still get 2,000 personal points for killing the mercenaries, but only 600 city points. Then for kill objectives, in the first two phases, I'll get the same amount of personal points as I'm getting city points. However, in the third phase, I'll get 20% more city points from kill objectives and rankings. And finally, for occupying and holding buildings, the city will get 100% points in the first phase, 150% points in the second phase, and 180% points in the third phase. So let's take this building for example. This building is supposed to give me 80 points per minute. So in the first phase, it's simply going to give my city 80 points every minute. However, in the second phase, since I get a 50% buff, I'll be getting 120 points per minute. And in the third phase, since I get an 80% buff, I'll be getting 144 points per minute. Also, for those of you that are wondering, Phase 1 ends when Level 2 security base is open, Phase 2 ends when Level 3 security base is open, and Phase 3 ends when the season map closes. Also, I forgot to mention that at the end of the phase, your points will reset to 0 for the calculation for the next phase. So your personal points go to 0, your clan points go to 0, and your city points go to 0, and you start over again. Now, for your personal points, it's not really going to impact you because your personal points, your old personal points were already saved here at the season trophy rankings. They got converted to trophies, so that's not a problem. Let's say in this next phase, I get 50,000 more personal points. Those points will be added to my trophies at the end of this phase. And let's say in phase 3, I get another 50,000. Those points will also be added to these trophies of mine at the end of the season, and I'll end up with 415,000 total trophies. So that's not really a problem. However, for city points, it's going to be a little different because in the first phase, you're getting 100% points from killing mercenaries. So cities that kill a lot of mercenaries, cities that are super active, they have a ton of players killing mercenaries, those cities are going to finish first in the first phase. However, then they're going to go back to 0. And now in the second phase, the mercenaries are only going to give you 50% of their value. So those cities that have a lot of active players are going to get way less points, and cities that actually capture buildings are going to get way more points because you get 50% more points from capturing buildings in the second phase, right? So everyone again starts at 0, and now it's going to be much harder for the cities that kill mercenaries to score points, and it's going to be much easier for the cities that capture buildings to score points in the second phase. And in the third phase, it's going to be even worse because the cities that kill mercenaries only are going to get only 30% points from killing mercenaries, and the cities that capture buildings are going to get 80% more points from capturing buildings. And also in the first phase, the cities only get 1,000 points for ranking 1. So if you only kill mercenaries, you get 1,000 points. In phase 2, that increases to 1,500. So if you capture buildings, you're going to get 1,500 points in phase 2. And in phase 3, it's probably going to be like 2,000 points or something. That would be my guess. So basically, you're getting rewarded for capturing buildings instead of killing mercenaries in this new trophy system. If there is a tie between cities, then the city that has the most trophies from the city rankings will get first place. So they'll simply ignore the personal rankings and only look at the trophies that you get from the city rankings, and whoever has the most trophies will get the first place. And if there's a tie even there, then the city that had the higher trophy count in the third phase will be the winner. So basically, the only thing that's changing is the way they calculate city points. The calculations for personal points and clan points are the exact same. Nothing's changed there. Now, I think the reason why they made this change is because earlier, a lot of cities that were super active could get a ton of points in this event simply by killing a lot of mercenaries. And so even if they didn't have really strong players in their city, they could still easily win the season event just because of all the points they gained from killing mercenaries. However, now that is going to change. This time, killing mercenaries is not going to be very helpful. It's only going to be helpful in the first phase, but the first phase only gives you up to 1,000 city points from the city rankings. The second phase gives you 1,500, and the third phase probably gives you even more. So the 1,000 city points that you get from the first phase are not going to be enough to win this event. So this time, what's really going to matter is how many buildings you can get on the map, because there's a huge buff for the number of buildings that you capture on the map. So the key to winning the second and the third phases is going to be capturing buildings. So that is my opinion on this new trophy system. Let me know what you guys think about this new system in the comments down below. Before I end this video, I'd like to thank all of my patrons for the support. To support me, you can find my Patreon link in the description below. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.